Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And we can't talk yarn without my faithful mug of tea, which today contains my morning blend, which is a tea with some lemongrass, a fennel and a mint. And yeah, it's been a busy week for me in many aspects. Both work was very, very busy, but also my private life outside of the crocheting world has been demanding some time of me. But regardless, I've actually managed to more or less finish the Virus Shawl. The only thing I'm missing now is literally cutting the yarn and weaving in the end. Because I will not have enough yarn left on the skein to finish another full 4 repeats of the pattern so that it becomes one full repeat, so to say. And I'm just gonna show you here now how this lovely shawl has turned out, more or less, with the full out. And of course I need to cut off the yarn and weave in the ends, but whoa, that's more or less it. I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. It's extremely gorgeous how the colorway goes slowly. This rainbow pattern, absolutely wonderful. Very happy. So what I need to do is, obviously, as I mentioned, I need to cut the yarn, I need to weave in the ends, and then I need to block it. I sort of postponed this cutting the end and weaving them in and blocking it because the room that I use for blocking has temporarily filled with some other items, and it will be filled until tomorrow. So like Wednesday, I will be able to put out my blocking mats and actually block this piece. So ideally, I should be able to show it to you blocked, maybe on Monday if everything goes well. It should definitely be dry by then, but of course it's not like it should take days to dry if I have the time to block it in the proper manner. It kind of depends on things. Things are busy in life. So the next project that I'm working on, as you know, is the new baby blanket. And it's from this amazing yarn. And right now I'm into the pink, which is called Cotton Candy. This is a recycled acrylic. And I've actually become pretty happy working in this yarn. It feels really, really nice. And it's quite nice and soft from a recycled acrylic to work with. And I think it works up really, really well. I'm currently using crochet hook 4.5 millimeters. It could also probably work very well up with the 4. I do crochet a little bit tighter, or my gauge is a bit tighter, dense or compact than most. So if you don't have a more like tight gauge, a 4 millimeter would probably work absolutely great for you. So this is the progress so far. As you can see, the linked Hearths pattern by Emma Moss is being really, really beautifully displayed here. Absolutely gorgeous. And once the pink here has been finished, so the pink obviously is going to resemble the exact same copy as the blue and the purple. And then I will add a border, a full border around all the aspects. So around the whole blanket, I will add a full border of white, and then the blanket will be done. So I would say that I'm about, or maybe a bit more than 2/3 through this blanket. And I'm having a feeling, an optimistic feeling, that I should be able to finish this week, if not too much intervenes again. Life tends to throw curveballs at you, and sometimes you just don't have the time you think you do. But so far it's going really great. I'm not using as much yarn as I thought I would use. And the blanket, I even made it wider, so like I have extra hearts in the width. But I'm really, really pleased on how it's turning out so far. And I'm sure that there will be somebody that will be happy to receive that one day. I actually made a baby blanket last summer. And I was just told a few weeks ago that a friend of mine is pregnant. And she happens to be Dutch, and it's in the Dutch colors. So I'm going to give her that blanket, at least if she wants it. So yeah, that's amazing to feel that some of your projects can finally also find a good permanent home. Yeah, it's kind of heartwarming, you know, like I know I'm probably not gonna get children myself, but that's personal choices. But yeah, it's good to be able to make others happy with your crocheting projects, absolutely, for sure. So the other thing that I've had the time to work on, which is actually going very well now, is the socks. And I'm still on my first skein. Amazing, believe it or not. I think it's gonna be a skein per sock or something like that. I'm very surprised. Though, I tested on the sock and I feel that what I thought was gonna be a perfect fit now might be a size too big. Yeah, I know, that sucks. It sucks that my sock might be a little bit too big. But I do know for my next pair then to make it a bit smaller, because now I know exactly what size the pattern I kind of wrote down and adapted fits into. I've also been debating on maybe seeing if I could get some different sock patterns that looks interesting to attempt crocheting. But this is how it's going so far. Now you can see up here how pretty it is all the way around with the pattern that keeps repeating. And right now I miss another 7 or 8 centimeters here. And then it should theoretically be complete, at least according to the pattern. So right now I'm just crocheting along to see how that's gonna end. A part of me is also thinking I might attempt crochet a different pair of socks. Though with that, I might just stick to double crochets and maybe single crochets to enhance heel and toe. Just to have something more simple and straightforward and easier to increase, decrease. Because I'm not sure yet. I'll need to test the fit around the foot here. It seems a bit loose or a bit wide here, but maybe it's not so bad when I wear it. I will have to test that actually. But again, if it's half a size or a size too big for me, I may need to consider making them some sort of generous donation or something like that to a person that has the right foot size, because obviously it's not ideal if I can't wear them. That's kind of sad. But actually I quite like the pattern though. So if my final judgment is that these are just a little bit too big, then it's very easy, huh? I will have to make a new pair with it, which is a little bit smaller, that kind of fits. Who knows, maybe I actually work up that guideline as a tutorial though. I've kind of winged it. I'm not even sure if people are interested in that. You'll have to tell me. So considering the fact that I still need to make a full pair of these socks, I still need to make one full, or obviously I need to make one more sock to have a full pair before I'm done with the sock project. So that still has some time to go on it. And when I do crochet it, it's not like I do a lot at the time, because it is a quite thin yarn, and it does somehow require some focus. I'm using my prim hook, my 3mm prim hook for it. I really like it because it's one of these inclined hooks. Inline hooks. It seems to work really well with this yarn. A lot easier to crochet with than the regular hooks that I have. But yeah, so that's kind of what's gonna happen with the socks, is that I'm gonna finish up the pair that I'm gonna fit on both and see if I might need to make a new pair where I have one row less in the. So basically the issue I have is this length. when I'm taking it on, it seems a bit loose. And I still have a sock underneath, don't forget that. So I wonder if I take out just 1 or 2 repeats here in this whole area where we do the double crochets, I might need to do 1 or 2 rows less of them, and then that would fit. But I would have to look at how that would be. But that's for a future project. Right now, I just want to finish the pair, and if they're too big, yeah, somebody will be happy, hopefully. Most people know what knitted socks are. I think not so many think about crocheting socks. That's what it is. But considering the fact that I finished the Virus Shawl more or less, it misses very little work. The baby blanket is likely going to finish this week. Then I am slowly working on a new project, which I haven't begun yet, but I have found the yarn that I want to use for it. And I'm going to show you that because you want to know what's going to happen. This lovely cake is the Alice Angora Gold cake. It's a very lovely ombre color, very light blue that goes into a very bright blue. It's, as you can see, fussy. And it's fussy because it contains 20% wool and 80% acrylics. It's a very thin yarn. It's like as thin as a sock yarn, more or less. So that's also not something that I'm gonna be able to, actually I think it's about equal thickness. Let's see. Yeah. That's not much difference, huh, between the two. So it's as thin as sock yarn. And in this cake, I have 150 grams of yarn, and it gives me 825 meters of yarn of this acrylic wool blend. And considering it contains wool, it's quite soft, you know, like it's not scratchy, it feels nice. So what I want to do with this is I want to make a shawl. Oh, not a shawl, that's wrong. It's called a scarf. Shawls are like big things that you can kind of wrap around yourself. Scarves are the longer, or at least what you mainly use just around your neck. I want to make a scarf of this, and I spent a bit of time this week looking at patterns. And I believe for this ombre pattern that there's this shawl called zigzag. So it's basically just like a zigzag pattern, and then you do the back and forth. But I do believe for this ombre color that would be absolutely beautiful. I will share the pattern that I intend to use with it in the description box down below. It's the pattern can be adapted to this yarn, I'm quite confident of, because it's just a question of I might need to use a crochet hook sized one size less, or maybe, so I'm gonna use 3 millimeters or 3.5 millimeters. I'm not completely sure. It does recommend 2 to 4 millimeters. I think 4 millimeters is gonna be too big for this yarn because it seems thicker than the twister yarn, which is which the pattern is made for. But I think it's gonna work fine regardless, because you can always add 1 extra repeat if you're not satisfied with the width, or what you would call, like, if it's sharp, if a scarf is long, then it's wide, I guess. The height. You can always add an extra repeat if you want it a bit wider, if you feel it's not wide enough. Again, all this is something I'm gonna fiddle around with probably like this week, and I hope to show you guys the very first process of this when I see you next week, Monday, for the next Yarn Talk video. This more or less concludes this Yarn Talk video, and I hope you enjoy seeing the progress of my projects. At least I'm happy and pleased to show them to you. There are more stuff coming up this week. I should have a hobby yarn order coming in, because I found something new. I found something new that I kind of couldn't let go. Plus, that amazing cake they had last week that I was totally in love with, the Zen Garden. Yeah, it was for sale, and the sale was even better than the one I had. So I bought the 2 cakes. I know. So that's coming later this week. There's gonna be a new yarn haul video. And there is also, in this yarn haul, there is going to be 2 lucky bags. A brand new lucky bag that I saw, and I just couldn't help it, and I bought it. It happens. So that yarn haul is coming in, and yeah, there's way more things to come on this challenge. So if you haven't done it yet, don't forget to like this video, because that helps me out very much. It also helps me if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do subscribe. And yeah, give a comment if there is anything you would like to let me know. I wish you all the guys all the best. It's brand new week coming up here, so I wish you a very great and wonderful crafting week ahead. Take care. Bye.